Namaste, welcome to Home #Life. My morning starts with preparing breakfast and lunch for us. Since it's Friday, I like to make something special for my daughter's school lunch, something a little fancy beyond the usual dal, chawal, roti, sabzi. So I woke up earlier than usual to knead the dough and boil the potatoes in the electric cooker. It saves so much time in the morning. Now the dough is ready. I will let it rest while I quickly fry the boiled potatoes for extra flavor and color. Today I am making Bengali winter delicacy, kochuri, or you can say matar ke kachori with Bengali alur dum. We had this last month and Pihu loved it so much that she wanted to share it with her school friends. So here I am making it again. This is my version of Bengali alur dum. Not sure about the authenticity, but I love it this way. First, I like to blend 1 onion, 2 tomatoes, 1 inch ginger and 2 green chilies into a paste. I love to keep certain appliances on countertop. This grinder is one among them. It's so handy and always within the reach on my countertop. You may skip this part to avoid consuming extra oil, but well, fried potatoes taste so good. You will notice a distinct difference in all Bengali recipes. Bengali recipes often avoid garlic, focusing more on ginger and roasted cumin powder, which gives them a distinct flavor. Once the masala is cooked, add the fried potatoes and boiled water to enhance flavors and speed up cooking. Finally, sprinkle garam masala and little bit of ghee and our alur dum is ready. I prepared the filling last night since it's a time-consuming process. The paste will look like this. There is a difference between Bengali kochuri and North Indian kachori. Bengali kochuris are not meant to be khasta. Instead, they should be phulko, soft and puffed at the same time. I decided to keep breakfast simple with oats to balance the morning busy time. Pihu doesn't like oats, but hopefully the kochuris will help me convince her this time. I'm using rolled oats here. While steel cut oats are considered as best option, I find rolled oats a slightly better and healthier choice than instant oats. I like to top mine with mix of seeds, walnuts, dates, banana and a drizzle of honey. It tastes amazing. Try it sometime. Over the years, I have made small but impactful lifestyle changes.
Whatever you do, however you do, smile and be happy. That's step number one.
And daily exercise has been one of the best decisions for my health, mindset, and productivity. If you are looking to start your fitness journey, then I can definitely recommend Habit.
We take our hands down and we stretch.
I joined last January and have been loving their sessions ever since.
Of the feet. तो पैरों की ओर लेकर जाना है.
After my workout, I love to sit down with my morning chai. It's my little moment of peace.
World's leading superpowers.
Many of you have asked that what is a lifestyle change? Well, I believe that self-improvement can be a big lifestyle change. And if you are looking for a place to start, then I would suggest start watching good YouTube channels where they focus on the knowledge rather than the propaganda. This is the time when I like to watch self-improvement content like TED Talks, Think School and Open Letter, Sunday Show with Sarthak. These are some of the favorites. And if I may suggest on something, if I may request something, then I would say take a little more interest on those topics which truly matters along with cooking, cleaning and homemaking, such as Indian, how we lack basic civic sense, what real women empowerment looks like, geopolitics, how to restart your career, the reality of climate change. Well, you may ask why you should invest your time in these YouTube videos, what you will gain. Well, gaining knowledge strengthen us mentally and boost our confidence. Trust me, very subtly it impacts us, because when we understand the world better, we can navigate our own lives better. One healthy habit I have built over the years is not letting dishes pile up in the sink. There was a time when I would feel completely overwhelmed, and one day I realized the kitchen sink was the main reason. After a few rounds of trial and error, I found that consistently loading the dishwasher throughout the day helps me maintain a more organized kitchen. A good lifestyle isn't about drastic changes. It's about small, mindful habits that free up mental space and make daily tasks feel less exhausting. This pot stand is one of the new additions in our home recently. I bought this balcony hanging pot stand from Amazon for a specific reason. Since new buildings block direct sunlight, I had to find a spot that gets 5 to 6 hours of sun, and my utility area works perfectly. After experiencing severe bloating and inflammation, I started looking for a natural homemade solution to support my gut health, and that's when I discovered Kanji. This is my 5th time making it. I read that Kanji is natural probiotic that helps with digestion, which is exactly what I need after taking strong medications that worsened my bloating. I followed this simple recipe.
If I'm lost along the way, if I wander off onto a different trail, will you forgive me if I fail when I'm lost and derailed?
I mixed everything well and covered the jar with a cotton cloth to allow airflow while keeping dust and insects out. I placed it inside that pot holder which I shared earlier in my utility area for fermentation. After 4 to 5 days, I strained the kanji and stored it in the refrigerator, where it will stay for the next 4 days. I still need to do more research on kanji, like how often and when to drink it. Right now, I am having it on an empty stomach in the morning. Do you make kanji regularly? If yes, please share your favorite recipe in the comments, especially summer variations. I would love to try them. Also, do let me know if you have noticed any health benefits after taking kanji. I recently read an article and one line from it really stuck with me. A healthy lifestyle begins with the ingredients in your kitchen. So well said. These days, I usually order groceries from different online platforms and I have been consciously trying to switch to healthier food choices. However, I want to take this transition slowly because any dietary change, taste change should be something the whole family accepts. I don't want to end up cooking different meals for everyone, including myself. For example, I make a noodle dish at least once a week, whether it's chow mein, thukpa or any ramen dishes. For a long time, our go-to was this regular ramyeon. But over the past few months, I gradually sneaked millet noodles and thankfully, Pihu now loves the taste. Apart from that, I'm trying to consume black rice. I don't like the taste honestly, but if it's good for my health, I will try to eat this healthier version more frequently. I try to use khapli atta with regular atta. I do use maida in moderation. Of course, alternative grains like khapli atta or millet flours aren't always budget friendly, but we can always try to balance our choices where possible. Here is another new addition in my kitchen. After much thought, I finally got an air fryer for my kitchen. I have already tried making uche bhaja, baigan bhaja and fried bodi, air fried chicken in it. and today I'm trying soya tikki for the first time. I have made this before using shallow frying and my friends and family absolutely loved it. But this time I'm air frying it with just a little oil. It's a great snacks or side dish option if you're looking for something healthier. Well, the taste is good. That's it for today's video. I hope this gives you some inspiration to eat healthy and stay healthy. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.